Welcome back. Now let's head off to another story now as well. Then the likes of Cosatu coming up, of course, and indeed urging President Cyril Ramaphosa to put through some harsh words and perhaps even some action to all the ANC members who indeed have been allegedly put part of that graft situation when it comes to COVID-19 PPE as well, and those allegations also. So we are going to try and get word then from Sizwe Pamla, who is Cosatu's spokesperson as well. Then, of course, Cosatu itself did have a Central Executive Committee meeting as well today in Braamfontein at its headquarters. Sizwe, thank you so much for the time. Some harsh words there for the president, indeed also for the ANC.
Yeah, well, look, this issue of corruption is a big issue, but the whole performance of the administration is really disappointing so far. So we are in a meeting now. It's a two-day meeting. It started today. It will finish tomorrow. But all of these issues are on the table. We have invited all of our 17 affiliated unions to discuss these issues because they affect them and they affect them in different ways. So we are allowing members to express themselves to make sure that they engage on what is happening in the country. And then we will come out with our positions after 2 days because as things stand right now, there's a lot that is worrying for us as workers because we are the ones who are paying a price at the end of the day.
How many people as a part of the ANC and its executive predominantly have been part of perhaps your executive committee meeting? Have they engaged with you at a time like this yet with regards to this and given you any reassurances?
No, what we are having is a constitutional meeting, which means it can only be attended by structures of the Federation, representatives of our affiliated unions. There are no outsiders who are allowed to come into this meeting because it is a closed meeting. But we will communicate the outcomes of the meetings. We'll have a media briefing on Wednesday to communicate the outcomes. We do look forward to meetings with the ANC. The Alliance Political Council meetings were supposed to have that meeting as soon as all of the Alliance partners are ready, so that we can debate and discuss these issues. But as things stand now, we have this Central Executive Committee meeting where only affiliated unions are represented. And we have invited them because there's a lot that is at stake. Workers are losing their jobs. Government is undermining collective bargaining. Corruption is all over the place. And workers are really troubled and worried by what is happening.
How much tension has been created between the two, the Cosatu yourselves and the ANC, because of this corruption scandal? Has it created a whole host of tension? Are relationships still strong?
Well, look, corruption is a big deal for us. It is a serious, and corruption is one of those issues that if we don't deal with it, it will really poison our relations. But our relationship also is not a single issue relationship. There are a number of issues that make us to work together. But we have to make it very clear that corruption is one of those things that we hope something drastic is going to happen to resolve it. Because if nothing is done, it will poison these relations. Because you would have noted that when government goes out to borrow money, they borrow it on our behalf. When they spend it, then they spend it in a way that doesn't involve us as the workers. And when they steal it, they are actually leaving us with a huge bill because it's workers as taxpayers who are going to have to foot this bill going forward. So corruption is a major, major problem in our relationship. But we've never had a single issue relationship. We have a number of issues that make us to work together. But this one, we have to tackle it because if we don't tackle it, it does pose a threat going forward if nothing drastic happens.
Yeah. Sizwe, what would the Cosatu like to happen to all those that are found guilty of corruption amidst this COVID-19 personal protective equipment scandal? And of course, corruption just wholeheartedly with regards to government funding as well.
No, there's only one formula really that has been tried and tested to fight corruption. You prosecute, you imprison. That's the only formula that works. You can go to Taiwan, for an example, where they've got presidents sitting in prison. You can go to South Korea, where they've got prime ministers and CEOs sitting in prison. There's only one formula that has been tested. Those that have tested it, they can see the results. You prosecute, you imprison. That's all. Anything else is really just a gimmicks. Fraudsters, crooks, thieves, they only know one language: prosecution and prison.
Yeah. All right, Sizwe, appreciate the time. Thank you so much for joining us then as well then this afternoon. We certainly do await to get a little bit more out of you as well then as you guys complete that executive committee meeting as well then. Thank you so much for the time there. Sizwe Pamla is the spokesperson then of Cosatu.